The reason that I became homeless was because of domestic violence. He started to use marijuana and alcohol at 8 o'clock in the morning, and he became very violent, and I ended up with a badly damaged shoulder and an arm that hardly had any skin on it. And without a lot of thought, I took what I could in my car and my 2 little dogs, and I just left. I parked in the street. I thought I was going to be safe. 3 men, they came over and started yelling, just knocking on the window initially and saying, "What are you doing here?" It ended up they were just rocking my car backwards and forwards, rocking it. They picked up rocks and said, "I'm going to break the windows." I was terrified. And I was in terrible pain with my back because I was sitting up in my car and putting my legs over the gear thing and everything else. And in that time, I ended up in a mental hospital in that 6 months. I thought the only way to get where I needed to go was to take my life. I wrote a note and put it in the cup of my brother, and I left one in my car to say to the train driver, "Don't feel bad." And I wrote a little bit about my life. And the police were at the station and I had nothing in my hands. If the train had been on time, they went to talk to someone else, I would have been done. God. But it wasn't. It was about 6 minutes late. And as I went to jump down on the platform, off the platform, they grabbed me and put me in handcuffs, and that's how I ended up at the mental hospital. I suppose because the dogs were everything to me. That's what I really had to live for. And I'd asked the lady, should anything ever happen to me? And I asked her on this day, they need to be with someone who's at home. And she said, sure. And now I realised that she rang the police. And that's why the police were at the station. But I didn't realise they were watching me. This woman had really saved my life. Weeks turned into months, and then I heard about our backyard. And I said, is there any possibility that I could come there and stay? And she said, yes, of course. And I said, I've got 2 little dogs. And she said, they're welcome too. And I just burst out crying. I couldn't believe it. And they had a beautiful kitchen there and a really clean shower and toilet. That was just a blessing from God. It really was. I never stopped praying. I prayed day and night that something would happen. Our backyard contacted me and she said, Jenny, I think we've got a house for you. And I couldn't believe it. It was just beautiful. This little house that I'm living in now. And my 2 little dogs, I would just open the door and they would just run down the back, the 2 of them together, and then run up the front of the house. And the joy that they had. And to the Macquarie Fields Church, because without them I wouldn't be here. I never ever saw it happening. And I am so grateful, so grateful. Mm-hmm.